Hello. Today is a very important day in that this whole week has been a week that we focus on suicide prevention and mental health awareness. Throughout my life, I have been blessed to know so many people and to have traveled in different places. And in all of that travel and knowing people, working in music, which has been a big part of my life's career. I've played for churches. I have done community events from time to time. I met so many people. And sometimes we have oversimplified what people feel at different times in their lives, whether it's them feeling depression or going through seasons of struggle with loss or simply addictions, even whether they be substance abuse or other types of addictions. Those who have not struggled in those areas can easily move into a posture of judging and saying, well, they just need to do this, or, well, if they would only do that. And I even remember in my own life as a minister, uh, I have been guilty of that at times where I oversimplified how a person should walk through the process of coming to a place of health mentally. And over the years, I've gotten to meet so many people who have struggled with mental health crises and understanding better and better, though I will probably never fully understand all that people go through, but understanding better and better the importance of being a listener, the importance of actively listening to someone when they're walking through their journey, being present with them, hearing them, and then acknowledging to them that they matter, and it is important that they know that there's people who are present with them. I have had friends and people I've known personally who have taken their lives because they came to a place where they did not feel that they could take another step in the world that we live in. Some of them, it was they felt that they had done too many things that they could not find the courage to even seek the forgiveness because they felt that those of us who were here would never really accept them. And so their only alternative was to leave us. In those moments, there's also the feeling of those who are left, I think to some degree, what did I miss? What could I have done differently? What could I have said differently? And that survivor's guilt kind of thing that follows after losing someone in such a horrific way causes us to reflect, but it also requires us to remember that we can't control everything nor everyone. But what we can do is control ourselves. And even in that, we have to give ourselves grace to recognize that when you are doing all that you know to do, that's all you can do is what you know to do in that moment, in that time. We have an adage that we often say that hindsight is 2020, and sometimes that is true, sometimes it's not so true. Uh, but the reality is, in our reflection, we go through the woulda, coulda, shouldas. If I would have done this, if I could have done that, or I should have listened, or I should have called them that one more time. But the reality is, We can't know all the details of what would have happened or what we could have done differently that would have changed the outcome, because ultimately each person is making decisions as they move through life. What I will say is, if you are having any kind of struggle, whether it be feelings of that cloud that hovers over some people, that even in the middle of all the joy and happiness, there's this just a darkness that hovers over you, or if you are behaving recklessly because you're trying to feel again, you feel that you sense that there's no feeling to anything, so you're stretching yourself to doing even dangerous activities that may even cause physical harm to you, uh, just trying to find the feeling again. Regardless of where you are on the spectrum, know that you can call people. There are organizations, there are local community groups that will reach out to you and help you. Sometimes we worry about how we're going to pay for the help, because in our country here in the United States, mental health is such a difficult thing to find coverage for your insurance, even sometimes, that people will go without seeking help because they don't know how they're going to be able to write the check to the therapist for that $150 for that, and that's just for one session. But I encourage you to reach out to civic organizations and find where they can help you get resources. They are out there. The main thing is, I want to encourage you not to think that you're ever really alone. We're never truly alone. For those of us who walk in Christian faith, we understand that God is with us, but God has given us community. I think about in the biblical story of Adam, uh, the Bible says that it is not good that man would be alone. God was always there, but he understood that humans need other human contact as well. So in the African American church tradition, we used to sing a song, as long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. That's really not even true, because even God recognized that man needed someone else. We all need each other. And I encourage you to write. If you don't get a response from one person that you send a message to, or text the next person in your address book or in your profile listing of followers. But keep writing until someone answers. But whatever you do, don't give up. And know that we are all struggling at some level, at some point in our lives, with overwhelming emotions. And even if someone can't understand, they can hear you. Even if we cannot feel what you're feeling, we can hold your hand figuratively, um, while you're going through the feeling. But know that you are not alone. Reach out, call out. Don't ever let the screams stop. Don't ever let the calling end. And for those of you who may not be going through mental health crises, I encourage you to be aware of people around you. Not necessarily looking for signs and listening for cues, but simply being kind, truly kind. Kindness is something that we often in our communities today, we think of what can I do for someone? But the reality is, kindness is about being able to treat the same, treat in kind how you would want it to be done unto you if you were in that circumstance. And then you respond to people by just being able to stop, never getting in too big of a hurry, and making the time, intentionally making time to help and to support, to listen. And when you don't know what to say, it's okay to say, I don't know what to say, but I'm here for you. I'm here with you. Also, collect resources of your own. Make sure that your life journey has built within it a series of different people and relationships that you can refer people to others who may be able to support them in a way that you feel inadequate to do so. But the main thing that I think that we want to remember this week is to be thoughtful, kind, and remember that others are also walking through times of seasons that may be difficult for them. And the human experience is universal. We all feel pain. We all feel disappointment. We all feel lost. We all feel joy. We all feel happiness. But we don't feel them the same way, and we don't feel them all at the same time. But true mental health is not avoiding pain or sorrow or sadness. Mental health is understanding that it's okay to have the full range of all the emotional expressions and then finding healthy way to express those emotions. Whether it's journaling, going for a run, going for a walk, as someone says, screaming into that pillow out of when there's frustration. Mental health doesn't mean that we are joyful and happy and everything is going our way and 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 we're just giddy and dancing all the time. There's a time to dance, and there's also a time to weep. There's a time for joy and there's a time for sorrow. There's a time to mourn and a time to be cheerful. The full range of all of those emotions are important for the full human experience. And that's what mental health really is about, understanding how to go through all of our emotional journeys without getting stuck in one or thinking we have to only be in one expression. I hope that these few words have been of inspiration, help to someone. As always, I can pray for you, with you. I can listen if ever you need just someone to listen. Love to all and peace be with you.